Prehab and strength. What is prehab? Why strength train? How to periodize strength training, common deficiencies, and other methods of body work. So prehab is basically rehab before you need it. So a lot of basic core exercises, and your core is anything but your arms and limbs. So you want to have a strong core strength because it's going to support your system. A lot of this core work is highly repetitive. Examples are lateral walk, bridges. These are very basic exercises that will keep you in the game longer. So why do it? Injury prevention for the prehab and core. And then as you get into some of the deeper strength training, the more typical stuff, it's very good for hormonal production to help increase hormones that may otherwise be suppressed with endurance exercise. Having a positive body composition is not only good for your confidence, but also increases strength. So it's not actually the lightest guy who gets up the hill first. It's the guy with the best body weight to strength ratio. Periodization of strength training. So a lot of people get confused with, do I want to be doing strength training in the middle of, my training cycle? And, you should be doing core all the time, every time. And, typically when I see somebody new who doesn't have a background in strength training, they may do just core workouts for a year, very functional strength training. If it's someone who's more experienced, then, you start them off with 2 weeks adaptation after a rest period, get the core activated again, make sure that any imbalances are straightened out, and then, throw them into during a base phase where aerobic work is of a lower intensity, and that's when they'll do their heavier strength work, either starting with max strength or hypertrophy. Max strength being very, very heavy weight under 6 reps, and then hypertrophy anywhere from 10 to 12, moderate weight. That depends on what your goals are. The max strength is not going to build as much muscle as the hypertrophy. So that's a lot of fallacy that people say, I lift, I'm going to bulk up. Well, you'll bulk up if you do 10 to 12 reps, but if you want to be strong without bulk, staying under 6 reps is going to help you be able to find neuromuscularly on a better level without bulking up. And again, this comes down to, are you training or exercising? And what are your goals? So max strength, just like I talked about, that's compound exercises you do that with. So a deadlift, squat, bench press, military press, these big movements that recruit a lot of different muscle groups. Sport-specific strength is more hypertrophy-based, and it's, when you're kind of at that phase where maybe you're doing a little bit of low cadence on the bike, maybe some paddles, so you don't want as much fatigue from the weight room. So this is when you add in single leg, single arms, things like Bulgarian split squats, a single arm press, a single arm shoulder press. Power and core. So this would be during your peak phase of training, and this would be for someone who's very experienced in strength training. So this would be, when you're doing your hardest swim, bike, run workouts. So power is very low weight, but very fast contraction. So like a squat jump where you squat down and you jump up high, and you want to make it very specific to sport. So single leg box jump, seated running arms, things like that. And it's very short, like a 10-minute workout max. Common deficiencies that you see in everyday people, but particularly in triathletes who swim, bike, and run. So quads are strong, shoulders are strong, but we want to make sure that your glutes and your scapula and your T-spine region are all active. That's going to help you have better posture and keep your body in better alignment. So this is something that you cannot strengthen outside the gym. So when you're in the weight room, you really want to work on your posterior chain or the back side of your body in order to balance those out. So other body work you can do that's not necessarily strength training, but things that are part of body maintenance could be getting a massage or a chiropractic adjustment, foam rolling on your own to keep muscles supple. There's something called an Compex, which is basically a fancy TENS unit, which helps promote recovery and really break down some muscle tension. Normatec recovery boots are also a great way. They're basically a pneumatic compression boot that contracts proximally to distal, and it's going to help promote good blood flow.